Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today I'm going to be doing a prop comparison of Thrashing Clown versus Thrashing Zombie. Alright, let's get straight into it. So if you haven't had a chance to check out my previous two, you should definitely go check those out because I have done two other prop comparisons. But if you haven't seen those, basically what the series is comparing two alike props. So either they could just be alike, they could be reskins, or they could be remakes. And I compare them, show the pros and cons and things like that. And it might help you guys make a decision on to buy one over the other or not buy them at all. But yeah, that is the main point of this series. So let's get straight into the comparison of Thrashing Clown versus Thrashing Zombie. Okay, so our first category is detail. Starting over here with Thrashing Clown, 2013 prop clown train, really cool one, definitely one of my favorite clowns. He does have some pretty nice detail. Here you can see on the face, super creepy, realistic looking face. Really like those eyes too, they're just those dead eyes, no pupils or anything. Then come down here to the clothing, looks pretty nice, not a traditional clown look. For most of the SVI type props, this is actually a techie prop, so it is going to obviously be a bit different, but I really like the clothing on this guy. Looks pretty cool, the polka dots. He's got these nice dirtied pants over here with the black stripes. And finally, these shoes, definitely better than SVI's ones. They're more of a solid plastic. It is still hollow, but it is definitely a better plastic than the cheap SVI ones, because as you can see, it is much better. Also over here, his hand just fell, but this is his arm with the cleaver. Looks nice. It's not the best material, it's just a really cheap foam, but it still looks really good, especially in the dark. Here's his hand. Nice detail on it. Pretty cool. And then he also has these straps. Now, I don't have him in a chair for it right now because it doesn't have armrests, but he has these straps to actually secure his hands on armrests, which is pretty nice. Moving over to Thrashing Zombie, his detail is great. He has some really, really nice detail, especially on this face area. Got the nice mouth look, super realistic look. If he's in the dark, you really can't tell if he's not moving. You can't tell if he is a real person or not. Super realistic. Looks great. Love the little hanging eyeball. Some people think that is a flaw at first, but no, that is actually something that is meant to be there. It's hanging down, looks creepy. It kind of moves around while he's going. Great. Here's his other eye. Here his sensor on his head. That's where that is. And actually, it's about in the same spot for the Thrashing Clown up there, which makes sense. They are both pretty old techie props, so it would make sense to be in the same area. Here's his hair, looks great coming out of the little sections. He also has some blood on his head here, as you can see. Really cool detailed sculpt up here. Same sculpt as the Rising from the Grave zombie too. Onto the clothing, looks great too. It's pretty just non-unique, kind of a generic clothing, but you can't really see it. I'm gonna have to open this up on Halloween, but he does have a kind of like a suit and tie down here. He's got a tie, and he's got the white undershirt. Looks pretty cool. If his jacket was opened up a bit more, it would look a lot better. Here are his arms. They look about the same on both sides. Got the kind of bloody shirt showing through. And then here's his hand. Nice detail. Not great, but still looks pretty cool. Here's the other one. Looks pretty nice. But yeah, still a super detailed prop. And for detail, I think we're going to have to give it to the Thrashing Zombie, because looking at him up close, he does have more detail than the Thrashing Clown. Even though I do like Thrashing Clown's paint job better, he just has some really nice, realistic details. Okay, so the next category is similarities. So, some similarities between these guys is the main one, which is movement. There I think are only 3 released Thrashing props, which is the Thrashing Clown, Thrashing Zombie, and the Thrashing Mummy, which I do not have. But I really like the Thrashing props. I love the faster moving ones, and these guys are definitely some of those. They have pretty much the same movement, basically the same exact mech, and I may be able to show one of those, but it is inside of them here. Let's see if I can show Thrashing Clown's mech here. There it is. It's kind of hard to see, but there it is in there. He's got a motor, and it kind of pushes the stick with his body, just back and forth and kind of side to side. Looks really cool. Here goes his arm again. As you can see, they're definitely supposed to be pinned down. But yeah, they both have about the same movement. I think Thrashing Clown is a bit faster, but it probably varies with models. But here, Thrashing Zombie, same movement, same mech, so I don't really need to show it again. But yeah, both Thrashing props. That is their main similarity. But yeah, that is about it for similarities. Not too similar other than that. Obviously different themes and stuff, but we'll get into that in the differences. So here we go. All right, so differences. So there are some pretty big differences. As you can see, one is a clown, one is a zombie, that being the main difference. But other than theming, these guys are pretty similar. Obviously, the Thrashing Clown also does have a full body, so he has the full torso and the legs. Different from Thrashing Zombie, but that makes sense because Thrashing Zombie is supposed to be coming out of the ground. But yeah, both pretty similar props. Differences definitely being, well, detail. Thrashing Zombie won it for the detail. Wins it for that, definitely. But really, mainly the theming. Clown, really cool look. Bright colors, and then the darker colors with the zombie. But yeah, that is for differences. All right, so next is pros and cons. This is a pretty long one because we're starting with Thrashing Clown, then moving to Thrashing Zombie, and then doing both together. So first, Thrashing Clown. Pros and cons. Pros, definitely the look, super creepy, rare, just an old classic spirit prop. Super cool, made by Techie Toys. Got some nice detail in there, really unique look, great prop. Big con is definitely you need a chair for it, which doesn't seem too bad, but you're gonna need a pretty nice one with armrests. It has to be the perfect size. Can't be too big, can't be too small, or else he'll fall. He also needs a weight, which is a pro and con of that guy too. But he needs a pretty heavy weight because he is thrashing violently. He does have this to secure him down to the chair, which is this little strap. But it really doesn't do too much. You definitely still need a weight because he'll turn and just get messed up pretty fast if he is constantly moving that fast. So yeah, weight, chair, those are two extra things he does not come with. But you can probably easily find those things. So yeah, those are the main cons of him. Another con, I guess, would be quality. I've seen a lot of these break. It is a plastic mech, which makes sense for older techie. And they still do continue the plastic, which kind of annoys me. But other than that, I haven't seen too many break. This one works perfectly fine. And I'm pretty sure you can just kind of disassemble and fix some of the parts in there. Unless it's the motor, you're going to have to go and buy a new one. But basically everything in there should be pretty much replaceable. So if he breaks, hopefully it is able to be fixed. But yeah, those are the main pros and cons of Thrashing Clown. Let's move on to Thrashing Zombie. All right, pros and cons for Thrashing Zombie. Big pro would definitely be detail. He's a bit different from the Rising from the Grave Zombie, which makes him even more unique. Super unique, creepy look, very realistic prop. Just love the detail on this guy. Even the clothing with this undershirt and stuff looks pretty good. It's got some blood, got the nice hands. But yeah, super detailed, nice prop. But we already covered that, so we're going to move on to cons. So we've got a few cons here. One is not very noticeable, but this eye is plastic. I do wish they coated it with like rubber or something like that so it doesn't do that when it's on, because it will bang against this plastic head and it'll make that noise, which gets a bit annoying. So I might add some like rubber or something to the back, but that's just a minor con. You can hardly hear it on Halloween night. I bet nobody will notice. But other than that, quality would probably be the next one. As you can tell on camera, you can even see it. The clothing just isn't very good quality. It is that cheap stuff. Harvester of Souls has that same type of clothing. Just really not the greatest quality. Fully plastic. There are no metal parts in this guy. Plastic mech, plastic head, plastic hands. But yeah, other than that, still a super detailed, creepy prop. His mech seems to be fine. It actually seems to operate a bit, like, easier than the Thrashing Clown. I think that's because of weight. This guy is easily my lightest prop that I own. Super light. I'm guessing less than a pound even, like, super, super light prop. That's because it's mainly all plastic. This guy is also basically all plastic too, but he is bigger. So yeah, not too many pros and cons. I guess pro would be that he is light, so he is easier to weigh it down. But yeah, other than that, they both look very cool. And let's get on to the next topic. All right, so next up is pros and cons of both of them together. So this is just for the Thrashing props, not singling one out over the other. So Thrashing props are very, very cool. I definitely like them. Their mechs don't seem to be the greatest. I really hope they do make new models of them one day, maybe with metal instead of the cheap plastic they use. But it's still pretty good quality, not too bad. It seems like pretty heavy-duty plastic that won't break too easily. But they are moving around real fast, so eventually you're probably going to have to replace some parts. But other than that, those are some really, really cool moving props. Cons, I guess, would be that quality. Not really a metal-filled prop, basically all plastic in both of them. But yeah, not bad at all. So that's movement. Looks, definitely some real cool looking props. Super realistic too. Both of these guys at night look really real. I just love the sitting props. And I don't really have too many that come out of the ground like this. So I'm definitely happy to own one. I really like that look. He looks pretty realistic when he's in the grass. Looks like he's coming out of the ground. So yeah, pretty cool. Pros and cons of those guys. Yeah, looks, movement. Cons would, I guess, be mainly the quality. But yeah. All right, now to the part you've all been waiting for, the demos. So we're going to start with Thrashing Clown. As you can see, his hands are tucked in because I don't have armrests for him to be strapped on. But let's do the demo. Here we go. All right, so you may notice his movement isn't very fluent, and that's because he actually has a loose screw in the mech. So before Halloween, I'll repair that. But for now, not sure how he's going to move. Might be okay. Might be a bit slow. So let's trigger him. Alright, so now on to Thrashing Zombie. As you could tell, his movement wasn't great, but I'll have that fixed before Halloween. But yeah, let's turn him on. Now his sensor is much better, so his sensor will detect me right away, as you'll see right now. All right, now we're going to do a demo of both of them together. All right, let's plug them in. First, we'll go with Thrashing Clown because his has to start up in a sec. And then, we'll do Thrashing Zombie. All right, so that was the comparison of Thrashing Clown versus Thrashing Zombie. There it was. They're super cool props. Definitely recommend Thrashing props if you can find any. They are pretty old. Oh, just saw his eyes flash. They are pretty old, so it is a bit hard to find them. But if you can, definitely go for it if it's a good price. Yeah, super cool props. Definitely recommend them. Great props overall. But yeah. that was the next prop comparison. So we have definitely some more in the future. I already have some planned. But yeah, if you guys want to see me compare any of my props that I own or ones that you want me to get, I can totally do that. Definitely leave a comment if you guys like this series, because then I will totally continue it. But that is all for this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.